Hey everyone, so I have some sales on eBay from July 25th, 2025, and I listed a bunch of things on eBay, a bunch of Craftsman wrenches that were metric and standard size. I listed some Craftsman screwdrivers on eBay, and did that help me sell anything on eBay? And it's scheduled for today that Mexican Museum Foreign Mechanics and Sweat. Did it help me sell anything on eBay? Or did it not? Because I know they say the more you list on eBay, the more you sell. Seems like if you list it, you sell some. Maybe not just the new stuff, maybe you sell some of the older stuff that you've had on eBay for now. Helps your store, especially with listing Craftsman and listing all Craftsman screwdriver wrenches, and then listing Craftsman screwdrivers. That should help. Right? Let's find out. So the first sale I made was a Husqvarna OEM blade Abner 51501. This I got for free off a Husqvarna lawnmower that I put out. This sold on eBay, and it sold for $9.99 free shipping. This over $9.99, so I think and it's not worth a whole much after the shipping costs or anything. I might make like 50 cents. It weighs like over 2 pounds or a pound. So it's between a pound and 2 pounds. So yeah. It is what it is. A little bit unfortunate, but I'll take it. I'd rather make something on it than nothing, This is a Tecumseh 3558 for fuel testing. This I put off a Tecumseh snowblower. And it has a bracket as well with it. I couldn't remember to put room for the bracket, so I just sold it as the fuel gas tank only, which is fine. It's sold for $24.99 free shipping. So I really can't complain. Not gonna cost too much to ship. But so I'll make about $12.50, $13 somewhere in the range. So not too shabby. And then I sold something I listed today. And I listed it first after before noon. This is rent a post office with a couple of things for, and then or UPS, one for processor and then UPS for another. Say Tecumseh 35584 fuel gas tank. That was at 12:14 p.m. And then I sold a wrench, a Craftsman VV-4696 and 16 sulfite cutting wrench made in the United States. This I sold for flat price of $79 free shipping. You can see I took the pictures like a wood background. And this actually sold this. Well, and it only took like 6, 7, probably 6 hours or less. Actually, probably 7. Actually, I would say probably 6 hour range. So it's not or less, so not too shabby. It's not gonna be a whole lot of money, but this is part of the new wrench. So any little bit I can get, I'll take, because I want to at least make my money back. At least at the absolute bare minimum, I want to make my money back. However, though, I want to make more than my money back on this lot. I want to make at least a little profit a little profit on this lot, the bare minimum. I really do, because if I break even or even lose money on these, I'm definitely not buying them. Again, if I make a little bit of money on these lots, I'll buy them again. With either the intention of buying them to help boost my store, get some sales running in my store, or I just want stuff that people search for all the time. People search for hand tools, especially craftsman hand tools, all the time, like the ones I have. But they're not gonna bring like a ton for me. So it is what it is. So and that's $1.71 profit. And then that's another wrench day. That's another wrench. 1116. This is two different better. Craftsman 1116. Combination vintage BB 4468. And you say this sold for $7.49 free shipping. I'm gonna make a lot. This may be a little bit less. The 78 cents, but it's better than nothing. And so the third wrench from the lot, this one was worth a little bit more. This is a vintage USA Craftsman 10mm combination wrench dash BB dash 42914. This sold for $99. These are double B's. All these wrenches are double B's. And they're $8.26. So I made about $3 and actually $3.85 right in the dot. I can't complain. It's better than nothing, At least I'd rather make some of these stuff I don't mind having in my store, because I know people search for Craftsman V series, double B's. People search for, but like the Craftsman wrench, the Craftsman screwdriver is made in the United States. The Craftsman wrench is made in the United States. USA Craftsman is very common search. People people like Craftsman tools, but they don't want like Craftsman made in China. They want like the main USA Craftsman. I mean, the Craftsman made in Japan is still good to sell on eBay. People still like the Craftsman Japan, like Japan Craftsman. The USA Craftsman is going to be the best, but the Craftsman made in Japan is still not bad, because Japan, for overseas stuff, for making stuff like overseas and stuff, Japan is actually like a pretty good country, because Japan makes like a lot of electronics, like cameras, like Sony, Nintendo's from over there, and like Sony, like that makes the PlayStation. You got like, and then they make like the Sony Walkmans, and those Sony electronics. Eventually, like other electronics are made in Japan. So, but USA Craftsmans are the best, and I sold 3 of them the same day. I listed them less than like 12 hours. Even the third one, so less than 12 hours. So, the time I listed my first wrench, the time I listed the last wrench, or even by the time I listed the first one. This wasn't the first one I listed, but still. 12, within not even 12 hours after this, the very first wrench individually of that lot. I listed a couple of lots of that wrench lot. Hypertough in Pittsburgh. That was the first single one was actually that one. And it's recording with you. So yeah, that's about noon, so not too shabby, so 3 wrenches, so bunch of wrenches to listing. Can't recommend one bit, so it's on pretty well. So it looks into here.